Press the bell icon on YouTube and don't miss another update.
Namaskar. I'm coming in front of you with this special program, this special episode because I wanted to talk after seeing what is happening to the farmers of India. You see, 500 farming organizations, 500 farmers organization wanted to march to Delhi to express their protest against the Farm Act, the combination of the three bills. Farmers from Uttar Pradesh, farmers from Punjab, farmers from Haryana wanted to walk up to Delhi, but somehow the government decided that they will not be allowed to come to Delhi. They had asked for Jantar Mantar, they had asked for Ramlila Maidan to protest. They wanted to do a peaceful protest. They had asked for these places, they were rejected. They were not given. Delhi government said that because of COVID, that we are not going to allow you. Elections were allowed in Bihar. Diwali festival celebration was allowed for Arvind Kejriwal. But this was not allowed. But that is not the point I am trying to make. Fair enough. One has to be bothered about COVID. One has to take precautions for COVID. I understand. But what I don't understand is why have you made it in such a way that they had to march towards Delhi? Why did we come to this stage? The Agriculture Minister, Mr. Narendra Singh Tomar, was supposed to meet them long back. Had that meeting taken place, had that discussion taken place, had that negotiation taken place, had that hearing taken place, the thing wouldn't have reached where it is today. My problem is, why do we take every dissent as enemies? If I don't agree to the government version, the government wants to harm me rather than sit with me, talk to me, tell me what is right and what is wrong, or at least express their point of view. That is not what the government does. What they are not willing to understand is that could be that there is a real problem, and that real problem needs to be addressed rather than making it every story into something which is anti-national and anti-India and political pressure and political strategy and all of that. Any protest that happens is a political strategy. Anybody who says that the government is not right is under some political strategy. Is working on a political strategy, or is an anti-national, or is working for some other country. Do you even think it is real? It's the height. Please understand, farmers in India are in tremendous problem. The profitability of farmers of India is not as per world standards. The lifestyle of farmers of India is not as per what happens in the world. Farmers of India do struggle, do suffer. Their life is absolutely unpredictable. They completely depend on the weather like they used to in the early centuries. They still depend on the weather. They still depend on the rain gods to fall. We have not given them avenues to make enough money. We have not given them avenues to make enough profits so they can save for their family for a bad day. We have not given them this avenue. And the worst thing is, a country that once spoke about Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, today look at the state in which you are treating your Kisan. And you know what? To add insult to injuries, the minister says, I will meet you on the 3rd of December. What is the agricultural minister doing when most of the farmers of India have a problem? Is his job to meet the farmers, or his job to say 3 तारीख को मिलते हैं? Till then, you suffer. Till then, you do your protest. So, are you forcing them to do this protest? Are you forcing them to go through this entire rigmarole, this entire torture? Are you forcing them? Do you want them to go through this torture? Because if you don't, this should have been your priority. Go meet them. Matter solved. But no, somewhere down the line, you are upset with the farmers because they are going against your policies. You are upset with the farmers because they said that what you are doing is wrong. You're upset with the farmers because of that, because they have hurt your ego. Does government run on ego? Does government run on ego? And should government run on ego? These are things, I said this in my editorial almost a month back. Sit together, this can be sorted. This is not something that is incorrigible. It is not. It is not that this thing can't be corrected. It is a matter of sitting together, discussing it and sorting this out. But unfortunately, the Agricultural Minister of India doesn't have time for the farmers. And I will show you something. I will show you something. Just recently, there was a farmer protest in England. And I'm going to show you visuals. You're seeing the visuals of the farmer protest in your screen. Do you see a single cop stopping them? What you see here is tractors. That's the way they are protesting. The tractors on the highway, going towards the capital, going to London, like our farmers going to their capital, Delhi. Now, let me show you some of our visuals.
किसान एकता जिंदाबाद।
हम परसों से चले थे, अमृतसर से चले थे और 3 बैरियर पार करते हुए हम यहाँ पर पहुँचे हैं और ये चौथा बैरियर है हमारा। इसको तोड़ते हम आगे जाएंगे, दिल्ली तक जाएंगे। ये हम अपनी होंद की लड़ाई लड़ रहे हैं। ये हमारे हक के, हमारे जो फसलें हैं, हमारा जो कारोबार है, उस पर वो खत्म कर देंगे। ये
किसान विरोधी कानून वापस लो, वापस लो, वापस लो।
They're doing this to our own farmers. What I want to conclude is, I understand that Delhi is going through COVID. I understand that it is not a good idea, even when it is convenient to a political dispensation, gathering people and all becomes something that, they do it at will. But the fact remains that, like somebody said, 2 wrong doesn't make a right. So I understand that Delhi cannot have people coming in, and possibly it may not be the right thing for a city at this moment. But my problem is not with Delhi. My problem is with the Agricultural Minister. Why can't the Agricultural Minister go to where the farmers are? Why can't the Agricultural Minister? Because finally they just want to do that. If you meet them, you talk to them, you sort their problem out, at least you negotiate with them, matters settled. Why doesn't the Agricultural Minister do that? Why does he wait till 3rd of December? He has just told yesterday, that was after all this. He said he will meet them on the 3rd of December. Why 3rd of December? Why not right now? So that it sorts. People are getting hurt. Farmers are getting hurt. They have an empty stomach and now a wound in their chest. This is bad for our country, and that's precisely why I thought I wanted to come in front of you and talk about this. This evening, I'm going to have a fantastic editorial for you. I have, like I said, we spoke to Shashi Tharoor on his latest book. It's a very interesting interview. Do watch it. I'll see you this evening. Till then, namaskar.
And on the 8th day, God looked down on his planned paradise and said, I need a caretaker. So God made a farmer. God said, I need somebody willing to get up before dawn, milk cows, work all day in the fields, milk cows again, eat supper, then go to town and stay past midnight at a meeting of the school board. So God made a farmer. God said, I need somebody willing to sit up all night with a newborn colt and watch it die, then dry his eyes and say, maybe next year. I need somebody who can shape an axe handle from a persimmon sprout, shoe a horse with a hunk of car tire, who can make harness out of hay, wire, feed sacks, and shoe scraps, who planting time and harvest season will finish his 40-hour week by Tuesday noon, and then painin' from tractor back put in another 72 hours. So God made a farmer. God said, I need somebody strong enough to clear trees and heave bales, yet gentle enough to yean lambs and wean pigs and tend the pink-combed pullets, who will stop his mower for an hour to splint the broken leg of a meadowlark. So God made a farmer. It had to be somebody who'd plow deep and straight and not cut corners. Somebody to seed, weed, feed, breed, and rake and disc and plow and plant and tie the fleece and strain the milk. Somebody who'd bale a family together with the soft, strong bonds of sharing. Who would laugh and then sigh and then reply with smiling eyes when his son says that he wants to spend his life doing what Dad does. So God made a farmer.